detour to get off the same old road. Take a look around, turn your radio down, it's there in the lines of code. All these voices blend to one as the mind has come to know. And I just wanna hear some music with some soul. So many shelter shades of gray. I'm not about to mourn the death of rock and roll. Cast your broken shackles away and sing like you mean it. Sing like you're feeling something. Sing like you mean it. Sing like you're feeling something. Everybody wants for something. Everybody wants for more. We wanna hear the jab bloods hum again. Everybody wants for more. All these voices sound the same. All that changes is the name. And I just wanna hear some music with some soul. So many sheltered shades of gray. I'm not about to mourn the death of rock and roll. Cast your broken shackles away and sing like you mean it. Sing like you're feeling something. Sing like you mean it. Sing like you're feeling something. And I just wanna hear some music with some feeling something. Sing like you mean it. Everybody wants for something. Everybody wants for more. We wanna hear the jab bloods hum again. Everybody wants for more. Everybody wants for something. Everybody wants for more. We wanna hear the jab bloods hum again. Everybody wants for more. Step out into the sunlight, emerging from the past to breathe the breezy morning air at last.
We walk the sunken highways, we wander ridden roads, the emptiness becoming our abode.
We're starting over, built something new. We've been a long, long time waiting, but we made it through. We're starting over, red, white, and blue. It's a brand new American dream for me and you. These West Virginia wildwoods across a world of waste, a garden with no fences and no gates.
We're building on the ashes, we're lighting up the towns. Our reclamation day has come around.
We're starting over, built something new. We've been a long, long time waiting, but we made it through. We're starting over, red, white, and blue. It's a brand new American dream for me and you.
Good morning, friends, and welcome to another painting stream. Hello, everybody. I'm here. Oh my goodness. I did not sleep last night. I feel like I got no sleep last night. I'm not awake, but I have coffee. I clawed my way out of bed about half an hour ago so that I could be here with you getting some painting done. And we're actually going to finish building the diorama that I've been working on all month today. We're finally going to put finishing touches on it, so we're getting there. Oh man, coffee helps. Let's hop over to ZoomCam so that we can take a look at what we've got so far. All right, so hello, welcome to ZoomCam. Here is Gurnisson. 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 With his little wormling companion. I feel like there's still something I need to do with this figure to really make it look right. It's mostly there. There's a lot of different layers going on here. And it looks kind of like what I was imagining, but it's not quite there. So something still needs to happen here. But it's pretty close. Did a lot of fine detail work on this tiny little wormling yesterday, and it's looking pretty good. Pretty good. And here is the fountain. Still looking very basic. We glued our little gargoyles on. They seem to have held on pretty well. So I want to fix the join here between the gargoyles and the plinths. And we're just going to use a little bit of liquid green stuff and sort of patch that gap a little bit. So I want to do that today. I want to add some skulls. We're going to put some skulls in the base here and maybe some other stuff. So I still have the sprue that Gotrek came on. And, nope, that's not it. Hang on. I still have it somewhere here. Because his base had a lot of extraneous bits that I didn't use. This is a good question for me. Where did I put his sprue? Maybe I lied. Maybe I don't still have his sprue. I had it. Somewhere. No, there it is. Okay. So here. It's mostly broken barrels. Stuff like that. I don't know that it really fits the base that I've got. So I probably won't use that. It's 3 dead Skaven and a bunch of broken barrels. And splintered wood and swords and stuff. Not quite what we're going for here. Probably take that to work and put it in the take a sprue, leave a sprue. The community bit box. So yeah, I want to add some stuff to the base here. And then I want to start doing a wash on the outside of this fountain. Because right now it looks kind of bland. It needs a wash. And I need to find a way to actually stick our buddy to the top of this thing. Right there. That's the centerpiece. He should be right there. So we'll work on that. His feet are very small, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to pin it the way that I was able to do with these guys. So I'll probably just have to... Probably just have to rely on glue to hold them in place. Maybe some green stuff. Well, let's start. I also want to patch a tiny bit right here on my wormling where it's stuck on his fist. So let's get the liquid green stuff. It's not actually liquid. I don't know why it calls it that. Get my sculpting tools. And we're going to start doing some patching. This stuff is kind of weird to work with. You can see in the pot there, it's just sort of clumpy. It's like dried paint. Start with right here. Oops. This is good for patching gaps, not great for sculpting. Sticking to my sculpting tool more than it's sticking to the model. And this guy is not on here super well. Give him a little green stuff sculpted haunches. He's popping right off. All right, let's just yoink and put fresh glue in. I'm gonna try some plastic glue because the Zap-A-Gap I have is not in great shape. Actually, I've got another bottle of Zap-A-Gap. Maybe we try that. Maybe this Zap-A-Gap is in better shape. Oh yeah, that's much more liquid. So I'll have to add some paint on the bottom here. That's pretty good. It's the best I'm probably capable of molding. So there, we've got the first part of today's mission done. Okay. Set that aside to dry. I don't want it to rest on the wormling. It's not entirely stable. There we go. Now, let's patch these gaps here. It's a little less delicate. So we're just going to scoop out some green stuff and just mash it in there. This would be easier if the green stuff would stick to the model. So we've done a lot of sculpting and experimentation with this this project. And I'm pretty happy with what we've learned. Good morning, Lobster. Yeah, like 80% sculpting. This has been a project full of building and a lot less painting. Yesterday was the first day that I really felt like I was getting to do some painting work. And I had some fun yesterday, definitely. That was good times. But let's review. What have we done this month? I did a lot of sculpting with green stuff, not liquid green stuff, which is what I'm using right now, but regular green stuff. And that was a fascinating project in itself. That's all these bricks here and there, and the base inside, all of that stuff. I'm just trying to smooth this join here. Stuff is fiddly to work with, but gets there in the end. Trying not to cover up his little paws. Sorry, this takes a lot of concentration, so I'm sorry I'm kind of quiet today. Because this stuff is difficult to manipulate. I've joked before that it's less liquid green stuff and more powdered green stuff. Because when you scoop it out of the container, it's very flaky. As you can see, it sort of falls apart. But once you begin to mash it in to the places that you want it, you can sort of smooth it. And sculpt it to a certain degree. But you can see how much trouble I'm having manipulating it. Trying to force it to go into the gap that I'm trying to cover. And it's just going everywhere. Luckily, I don't have to do a lot of this. Just trying to fill these gaps so that I can get some final paint on this today, and then tomorrow we're going to concentrate on a wash. Oh man. Concentrate on a wash for this. Because once we've got a wash and some highlights done, on this fountain portion, a lot of little bits of green stuff just coming out. I should try and just mash it on with my finger. You can see how large my finger is in relation to this, though. Just get in there. Mush. Mush, 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 mush. This is going to be the tricky bit right under his tail here. Whew. Okay. It's a difficult job to be done on essentially zero sleep. Almost a third of the way done. Oh my god. Alright, that was a lot of work, but I think it was worth it. Compare the gap around the base of this one here, if you can see that, with this now around the base of this one, where it's a sort of smooth join between the model and the fountain. We'll get some paint on there. Let it dry for a little bit. And we'll add some paint. This is one of those things where I just really need to stop playing with it. You reach a point where anything further you do is just making it look worse. Okay, that's 1 out of 3 patched up. Let's see how this is doing drying. Yeah, it looks fine. Looks fine. Some rough bits on the bottom. Might need to do a little snipping right here. Oh, delicate operations. Yeah. Looks okay. Coffee, 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 coffee. All right. 2 more gargoyles to go. Guess I'm learning. All of this is a learning experience. This whole project has been learning about sculpting, learning about different mediums of sculpting. It's been a fruitful week or month in that regard. It's also been a little frustrating, just realizing how much I still have to learn. These sorts of processes where you're trying to pick up a new skill, it's definitely mentally challenging. At least it is for me. I have a vision, and I have some tools, and the process of getting those tools to work towards that vision, when these are skills that I have not practiced or honed, is a pretty painstaking process. Like, I've been painting on stream for a few months now, and I feel like there are things I am a lot better at now than I was when I started this painting on stream project. For example, doing dry brushing and highlighting edges and stuff like that. I've gotten a lot of practice at that. Blending. These are all things that I've been working on over the course of the last few months. And you discover what works through experimentation, and you gain some muscle memory. Like, particularly doing dry brushing is a talent that you need to work at. Judging how much paint to have on the brush and in the bristles. When it's working, I get a tactile feedback as I'm moving the brush across the model. I can feel the paint catch on the model as I'm dry brushing it on. It's not something you can really explain better than that. But you get this sensation as you're applying the dry brushing, and you almost feel it more than you see it. And it's like, yes, this feels right. I know this is going to look good, because in the past when it's looked good, this is the sensation I have had. Oops. So that's something that I have discovered over the last couple of months as I've done a lot of dry brushing on different models. And that's sort of the process that I'm going through now with learning to sculpt. Is I'm at that stage, that early stage, where I don't really have much idea what I'm doing. And I don't have that sense when things are going right. I'm more just sort of flailing and hoping that I achieve what I'm attempting to achieve. And sometimes it works. And sometimes it doesn't really. And that's okay. It's not always going to work exactly the way I plan it. But I am learning a lot of lessons. There. That's a lot better. Marvelous. So I've said that sculpting with green stuff is like sculpting with chewing gum. This is like... it's almost like sand sculpting. Except if the individual grains of sand eventually coalesced. Because it starts out very grainy, with bits falling off as you go, but then as you manipulate the stuff, it blends into a coherent whole, and then becomes a little bit more sculptable. There. Alright. That's 2 gargoyles down. One more to go. And then we'll glue some things to the base of this. Progress, chat. Making progress. Once I've got all these gaps patched, I'm going to prime this just with a plain black primer. You can see how grainy and incoherent, perhaps, this stuff is initially. But as you manipulate it, it changes its nature. Interesting stuff to work with. I can't use my finger. I want to use my finger to push this into place. My fingers are too big. Use the tools I have available to me. Okay. Progress. Progress. Almost there, chat. Almost done with this painstaking, tiny detail work. Man, this stuff is difficult to work with. Get in there. Sticking everything except the model. Better, better. It's getting there. The bases are still going to be kind of lumpy, I think. That's fine. But it won't be as obvious that these are minis glued onto a base. It'll appear a more uniform single piece. So that's my hope. So my current plan with this piece is that today we finish the sculpting, which means I also need to attach a GoTrack to the center of the model, to the center of the fountain. So today we finish with sculpting. Tomorrow we work on washes and edges. Thursday is a day off, maybe. And then we do water effects. This is the last sort of detail. Water effects and grass effects. Maybe I do water effects on Thursday. I might do a Thursday stream. I haven't been doing Thursday streams lately. I've been taking Thursdays off, but we're so close with this. I want to finish it this week if I can. There. All right, chat. That's all those gaps plugged. A little bit of green stuff fell down into the model, but that's fine. There. All right. What next? Let's try to actually attach GoTrack to the model. And I want them to go about there. This is going to require some more green stuff. Yeah. Okay. We're going to use actual real green stuff for this last bit here. I have been advised that a better way to manipulate this, instead of pinching off the green stuff you need, is to cut off, using your hobby knife, the green stuff that you need. Yeah, it's still very, very sticky. And now I've got green stuff stuck on my hobby knife. Excellent plan. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. Probably more than I need, but that's perfectly okay. Let's blend this up. Remember, have some water available when you're working with green stuff. It'll be much more malleable, much easier to deal with. So yeah, I wish I could pin this guy in place, but I think I'm just going to have to rely on the stickiness of the green stuff, the bond that I achieve here with this, to hold him in place. It's not ideal. It's not going to be a fantastic bond, although this stuff is very sticky. Very sticky. All right. So how should I do this, chat? Should I just make a like plank of green stuff that I stick on here and then stick him onto that? Try sculpting this into a more uniform shape. Got some fuzz on it. There we go. Sure I don't know. I'm making this sort of slug of green stuff. Hope that it will stick to the model. I could, well, I don't know. If it falls off the model, I could glue it back in place. What's somewhat frustrating about this is that I want to hold this in place while I work with it, but if I touch it, I'm going to leave more fingerprints on it, and it's going to stick to my fingers. I have to... There's a lot of water here, because I'm trying to keep it from sticking to my sculpting tool. And the water is also interfering with its adhesion to the model. It's getting better. It's getting better. Okay, and then try and give it a flat top there. Well, it's something. Not sure what it is, but it's something. Okay, so I've got this sort of slug here. Now, well, it's not the greatest thing I've ever done, but it kind of works. It gives him some height, which is what he really needed. Do I want updates from the Magic Showcase 2021? Sure. I saw that they were doing another secret lair with old borders. Freaking secret lairs, man. They're so expensive and annoying. This is looking okay. I don't know if it's going to stay in place. But again, if it pops off, I can add glue. Once it's got its shape, it should be a little easier to deal with. I just don't want it to have fingerprints. Fingerprints are something that I definitely do not want in my sculpt. All right. How's that look, chat? It's beginning to take shape. Okay. Whew. All right, let's take a look and see what Amanda's saying in chat. Companion app, store championships. Commander parties based in storytelling. That sounds interesting. I like that. I've liked for a while the idea of doing commander parties with concentration on achievements that are not based around stomping your opponents with their deck. Participation promos for the commander parties, good. New Innistrad, yes. Crimson Vow. That is interesting stuff, Amanda, since you were talking just yesterday about Innistrad vampire lore and the fact that they're doing something with Olivia Voldaren is very cool. All right, chat, I'm going to do something to add a detail to this model. I had talked, when I was first constructing this whole thing, about the idea of putting a plaque here. I think I'm going to actually do that. This is maybe not my wisest decision, but the idea amuses me, so I'm going to try and do it. I'm just going to cut off a piece of cardboard. This is from my Skulls box. And construct a little cardboard plaque. So we've got this. There. We've got this wide expanse here that's got nothing going on. Innistrad Double Feature is a draft event with classic monster movie promo versions of cards, both new and Innistrad. I guess that's sort of a natural progression from having the Godzilla stuff in Ikoria. It's classic monster movie stuff in Innistrad. So they must have made some sort of deal with Universal. don't think I want this quite this large. I need a protractor or something. Yeah, it's all wonky. Just eyeballing this is not working. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. And then we're going to stick this here. Ish. No. Any more here-ish? Alright, so this is going to require more green stuff. My favorite, sculpting with green stuff. Jumpstart historic horizons for arena. Yeah, I'm not as into arena. Okay. Blending up some more green stuff while I read about magic. Yeah, they're making digital cards that will only work online. Yeah, we knew that was coming. It's fine, because those of us who prefer to play with physical cards have the unsets that could never work online. Okay, I'm gonna stick this to the back of my plaque here. Sculpt it with the shape of the plaque. There, like so. So frickin' sticky. Oh my god, green stuff, man. Why you gotta be this way? Okay. And we're just gonna jam this on here. Ugh. Yeah. plaque is going to present me an interesting painting dilemma. Because I'm going to want to paint something resembling runes onto it. You folks have no idea how sticky, gummy, and annoying green stuff is. You might get some impression from what I say about it as I work with it, but oh man, it's so annoying. I've gotten the cardboard wet, which was a mistake. Okay. There. All right. That'll do, I think. Oh, yep. I was just saying about unsets, and now they're talking about unsets. Pioneer Challenger decks, okay. Secret Lairs are out of time, yep. Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, so more Magic the Gathering stuff. Unfinity. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here. All right. Chat, I'm going to take a short break to go get myself more coffee. Just cleaning off my workspace a little bit. So, short break for coffee. And then we're going to glue some skulls into the base. I never did get a pile of treasure. I might try and get a pile of treasure to put in the base. Every time I feel like we're done with this thing, I keep coming up with more things I want to add. So, this is quite a project. GoTrek is leaning here. Let's see if I can fix that. Better. He doesn't look exactly centered, does he? That's fine. Okay. Yes, now it only needs some litter in the fountain. I will be right back. Quick coffee break. And then, yes, litter in the fountain time. And we're almost done with sculpting. I'll be right back, folks.
Ships on vigor of the waves are skimming barren summits to the verdant plains. Each horizon is a new beginning. Rise and reign. Far from the fjords and the ice-cold currents, ravens soar over new frontiers. Songs and sagas of a fate determined, shields and spears. Vows of favor are the thrill of plunder, pulled together for the clan and kin. Clank of hammers and the crash of thunder, pound within. Oh, oh.
And I'm back. So I discovered while I was getting my coffee that Spotify at some point stopped playing my approved background music and started playing recommended songs. So a portion of this VOD may be muted. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know how that's going to affect the YouTube archive, but there may be a significant portion of the VOD for this that is muted due to copyright issues. It's frustrating. If anybody knows anything about Spotify, is there a way to tell it never ever recommend songs to me, just play my approved playlist? I doubt it, because part of their business model is playing random crap at you and hoping that you buy the music, I guess. I don't know. It's frustrating. Alright. Like, why do I pay for my Spotify account if it keeps playing random stuff? Let's grab a couple of skulls here. Boop. Boop. I want some variety in my skulls. I don't want them all looking the same. Got all these cool alien skulls that I never use. There's Tyranid skulls and orc skulls. I've never used these. These are just jawbones. Very real danger of losing it. It's so tiny. Alright. Let's glue those skulls to the base. Apparently I have a couple loose skulls in my box. Yeah, I've got several loose skulls just in the box for no reason. Oh, my box of skulls. Love that box. Another secret lair super drop is happening right now. That's great. Alright. Do I still have model files? I do. I'm just gonna file the sprue contact points on these skulls down a little bit. Doing a little filing. Make these a little bit. A little bit smoother. And then we're gonna get some glue. I'm just gonna use Citadel plastic glue for this application. I'm gonna get my tweezers. We're gonna stick these skulls to the base. this jawbone. Okay. And once you start with skulls, it's hard to stop. Put rather a lot more glue than was necessary to glue these in, but that's fine. I need more skulls. At least one more skull. When I have an infinite supply of skulls, it's not infinite, but there are, what's the thing say, 500 skulls in this box? 340. 340 skulls come in this box. I did have somebody at one point in the store who was building a Colossus and a sort of, they lined all its limbs with skull detail. And yeah, they went through several boxes of skulls in the construction of that project. It was impressive. This is one of those occasions where artistic license trumps realism, in that these skulls are sort of radially patterned, pointed outward from the center, for no reason aside from that looks cool. No, except this skull. Why are you so difficult? There. Okay. So we got two skulls over here. Got this skull and jawbone there. Got that skull there. I think at work today, I'm going to see if I can get a little treasure stash that we can add as one more item in the base. But we are a lot closer to done with this project now. Amanda, thank you for keeping me up to date with all this magic stuff. Interesting. So 2022, Kamigawa Neon Destiny, Cyberpunk Cyber Samurai. All right, cool. Streets of New Capena, Art Deco gangster movie with fantasy characters. Now, when I hear 3 crime families, my mind immediately says, why not 5? Shouldn't it be wedges or shards? I feel like it's been a while since we've done a wedge or shard set. Still, fascinating magic news. New Capena has special meaning to Elspeth, who is only recently returned from the dead. Okay, I'm making progress here. I wonder if these are dry enough that I can put some paint on them. The centerpiece, no. Probably not. I might be able to do a primer coat on the outer edges that I sculpted earlier. Maybe not. It's still kind of malleable. I want to give the green stuff an opportunity to cure completely before I put a primer on it. Well, chat, I think that may be all I can do right now for this piece, because the remaining bits that I have to do involve priming, adding one more piece of terrain to the center, because we're going to add some treasure, probably over here, or maybe right there. I think I am going to call it a little early today, but there's not really anything else I can do, because I need to prime, paint, then we have to do a whole bunch of washing, like a wash on all the outside, on this central thing on the base, and then once we've got all of that done, okay, let's come with me on this journey here, because I have to plan this out in my head. So, what we still have to do, I want to add one more piece of something to the base, so it's less empty. That probably a little treasure hoard. I'm gonna see if I can get that at work today. I have to prime and paint all the green stuff, all the skulls, whatever else I put in the base, in the bottom of the fountain. Then I have to do a wash over the whole thing. Highlights and edges, step 4. And then water texture. Whole bunch of that. Whole bunch of that is going to go in there. So that's 5 steps. I'm going to have to combine some of them on the same day if I want to finish by Friday. I don't know, chat. I can probably do water texture on top of some of the edging and highlighting. Why the water went cloudy last time? I think it was heat and humidity. Because it had not gone cloudy the first 2 times I applied it. It was on the final application that it got cloudy and sort of, it was no longer clear or see-through. Yeah, I think that was a result of the heat and humidity at the time, which is not promising because we are headed into a hot, humid time. I may try putting it in my apartment near an air conditioner to cure. It's not perfect, but it's worth a try. Anyhow, all right. 3 more days in this week, 5 or 6 more steps to do. We're getting closer. It's just everything takes multiple steps at this stage, and there's a little bit of waiting between things. Like, I can't do a primer coat on any of this until the glue and green stuff dries. But the primer coat then needs to dry before I can do painting a base coat over it. Perhaps I'll do the primer off stream, because I don't think that that's something that you folks need to watch me do. Basically, I'm just going to be using surface primer and paint it on anything that's green or gray. Well, anything that's bare plastic or bare green stuff. And then tomorrow I can do base coat over that primer. I think that's the plan. And then we can do highlights and stuff. This plaque is going to be a lot of fun to play with, but also a challenge. Anyhow, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me, folks. I hope the VOD is not muted. We'll find out, I guess. Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. We are so close to finished with this, and Amanda is so close to being done with Guards by Terry Pratchett, the first of the Discworld books that she's reading on her stream. So I hope you'll join us tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/merrimanlion for the next segment of Guards. And then tomorrow, hopefully I'll have done some priming on this and we can do a little bit more base coating, get some more color in there. Until then, be excellent to each other, friends, and enjoy whatever art it is you choose to do. Have a wonderful day, folks. I'll see you soon.